It was announced that Tina Turner had passed away naturally after passing away on May 24 at the age of 83. But the Queen of Rock and Roll had struggled with a number of health conditions, including chronic kidney disease. Turner most recently announced on Instagram that she supported a global initiative for kidney health on March 9, which is World Kidney Day. Turner wrote in the article about how delaying medical attention had damaged her health and put her life in danger. The singer claimed on Instagram that she should have treated her high blood pressure with conventional medicine, but didn't because she didn't realize it was necessary. By refusing to accept the fact that I require daily lifelong therapy with medication, I have put myself in grave danger. I held on to the notion that my body was an impenetrable fortress for far too long. When Turner was given a hypertension diagnosis in 1978, her battle with kidney problems officially began. She wrote in a story on the kidney awareness website ShareYourKidneysLove.com that she never made much of an effort to control her high blood pressure because she didn't realize the risk that it posed. She wrote, in 1985, a doctor gave me a prescription for pills. I was only supposed to take one a day. I didn't think any further about it. By refusing to accept the fact that I require daily lifelong therapy with medication, I have put myself in great danger. Turner didn't begin to comprehend the role and significance of the kidneys until 2009, when the singer's poorly controlled hypertension led to a stroke. This was the moment Turner realized his kidneys weren't functioning as well as they once did. They already had lost 35% of their function. Although the singer continued to take blood pressure medication, she thought it was only making her symptoms worse. I eventually became fatally opposed to these pills, she wrote. I wished I could be as sharp-witted and energized as I was before I started taking them, the person said. Turner eventually stopped taking the conventional medication and switched to homeopathy instead, which ultimately put her life in danger. When Turner was diagnosed with uncontrolled hypertension in 1978, her battle with kidney problems officially began. Getty Pictures, I had not known that uncontrolled hypertension would worsen my renal disease and that I would kill my kidneys by giving up on controlling my blood pressure, Turner said in the online story. If I had known how much was at stake for me, I never would have replaced my medication with the homeopathic alternatives. She wrote, thanks to my naivety, I had ended up where it was about life or death. Turner was already exhibiting symptoms of advanced kidney disease, such as fatigue, nausea, and irritability. The singer stated, the doctors made it very clear that the consequences of my decision were irreversible. My kidney function was at a record low. I came to the realization that the quest for truth is always entwined with the quest for healing. Turner's only option was to begin dialysis, a procedure that clears the blood of extra fluid and waste when the kidneys are unable to do their jobs properly. The singer stated, I realize that the struggle for healing is always also a struggle for truthful information. For instance, I was unaware that chronic kidney failure is referred to as a silent killer because symptoms do not appear until 80% of the renal tissue has been lost. Turner received a kidney transplant from her husband Erwin Bach in 2017 that saved her life. Getty Pictures, Turner married Erwin Bach in 2013. After being together for 27 years, Turner received a life-saving kidney transplant from him in 2017. However, the months following the operation were fraught with difficulties. The singer said, my body occasionally attempted to reject the donor kidney, as it frequently does after a transplant. This occasionally necessitated more hospital admissions. The doctors made it abundantly clear that the effects of my choice were permanent. Turner persisted in experiencing nausea, vertigo, and memory loss. She wrote, I take great care to follow my doctor's orders meticulously because I know that I can trust them and their therapies. I am on multiple prescriptions. Turner passed away in her home in Switzerland just 2 months after sharing her story and announcing her support for kidney health awareness on Instagram. The National Kidney Foundation, NKF, states that the kidney's 3 main functions. They aid in blood pressure regulation, aid in the production of red blood cells, and remove waste and extra fluid from the body. Renal failure, also known as kidney failure, is the loss of 85–90% of an organ's function, at which point it can no longer function on its own. This results in an accumulation of toxic waste and extra fluid in the body, which can lead to conditions that are potentially fatal. Dr. Mark Drucker, an expert in weight loss medicine and co-founder of the Center for Advanced Medicine in Encinitas, California, told Fox News Digital that the kidneys are also in charge of maintaining the body's electrolyte and fluid levels, in addition to filtering waste products from the blood. As kidney disease progresses and kidney damage occurs, the kidneys also lose their capacity to maintain fluid and electrolyte balance. A person receiving dialysis when the kidneys are unable to function properly. Dialysis is a treatment that clears extra fluid and waste from the blood. Turner's case of high blood pressure and diabetes are the two main causes of kidney disease. According to Kirsten Bartelt, a Wisconsin-based clinician and researcher who recently finished a study on chronic kidney disease for Epic Research, hypertension can cause the blood vessels leading to the kidneys to become weaker, narrower, or hardened, which can lead to decreased blood flow to the kidneys. With reduced blood flow, the kidneys become less effective at filtering blood, she continued. Kidney damage can also be brought on by specific illnesses, accidents, and inherited conditions. According to Drucker, kidney disease has 5 stages. Stage 1 is regarded as mild because, in Drucker's words, the kidneys continue to function almost as well as normal. Stage 2 is characterized by minimal, if any, symptoms and adequate kidney function. According to Drucker, stage 3 is when symptoms like fatigue, hand and foot swelling, and dry skin usually start. The kidney's capacity to sufficiently filter the blood is declining. Dr. Mark Drucker, a weight loss specialist and co-founder of the Center for Advanced Medicine in Encinitas, California, explained that kidney disease has 5 stages. In stage 4, the kidney's capacity to function is drastically diminished, he said. Kidney failure at stage 5 typically necessitates dialysis or a kidney transplant. According to Drucker, over 500,000 Americans are on dialysis, and over 250,000 Americans have received kidney transplants. Only about 25% of the approximately 100,000 Americans waiting for kidney transplants can actually get one, he continued, due to a lack of available donors. Only about 25% of the approximately 100,000 Americans waiting for kidney transplants can actually receive a donor kidney due to a lack of available organs. Most of the time, symptoms don't appear until a person has renal failure. One's appetite, fatigue, difficulty sleeping, anemia, weakness, unexplained weight loss, itching, muscle cramps, and swelling of the feet or ankles are some of the main symptoms. Renal failure patients need ongoing care to remain alive. Dialysis and a kidney transplant are the 2 available treatments. The NKF website states that the dialysis procedures or transplanted kidneys will take over some of the function of your damaged kidneys and remove wastes and extra fluid from your body. The majority of your symptoms will improve as a result. Medication, dietary restrictions, routine exercise, and salt restriction are all possible additional treatments. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, 15% of adults in the United States have chronic kidney disease, or more than 1 in 7. Up to 90% of adults with chronic kidney disease are unaware of their condition. The disease affects 38% of those 65 and older, compared to 12% of those 45 to 64, and just 6% of those 18 to 44, who are at higher risk for developing it.